Good evening, Internet. Welcome back to another night of Strange and Scary Games. I'm Mom. That's all just in the background. And tonight we're going to be playing through a Paranormasight's The Mermaid's Curse. In the last video, we broke the curse of the raging waves and hopefully saved the island. But when we came to get our closure from Mr. Wakamura, we found him murdered with a clean slice through the chest that appears to be caused by a curse. So, let's find out what's going on, shall we? Just when the curse of the raging waves has been lifted and it seems Kamishina no longer has any curses left to fear, Yumeko receives a phone call that changes everything. Hello, this is Shiki speaking. Miss Shiki, it's me, Ide from the Mie Police Department. Oh, Detective Ide, what is it? Right after we got your call, we went to look into Yamashina, and that Ikoma guy you mentioned was working for him. Oh, that's right. How did it go? Not well, that's for sure. We found the old man murdered in his own home. What? What on earth happened to Yamashina? Well, we tried getting in touch with his secretary first, but she wasn't responding to any attempts to contact him. So we went to his house together, but ended up having to use a spare key to get in, as there wasn't anyone else around. After looking around a bit, we found what looked like a cell in one of the outlying buildings that had been shut up tight. A cell? Yep, we found Yamashina there, collapsed in a pool of blood. We called an ambulance right away, but we could tell at a glance he was already too late. That bad, was it? Worse than bad, just remembering it sends a shiver down my spine. He had this massive wound, like a sharp blade had sliced right through his torso, bone and all. What? First thing that came to mind was the skeletons in the Toba case. Pretty reminiscent, don't you think? Very, but it couldn't be. Do we have an estimated time of death yet? We're still investigating, but the blood wasn't even dry. I'd put it within the past few hours. The curse stone housing the curse of Tomashige has been in my possession the entire time. There's no way anyone could have used it. My thoughts exactly. Yamashina is quite the big shot in politics and business around these parts. There's worry news of his death might cause a stir, so the higher-ups will probably want us to keep mum about it for now. I see. That might be for the best, yes. Weren't there a load of rumors about some succession crisis going on with them? There were indeed, though according to the man himself, he'd already chosen his successor, and handed his will to his lawyer to boot. Whoa, really? That should make things go more smoothly, at least. Wait, you don't think there's a possibility that might have served as a motive? You mean the culprit might have been mad they weren't chosen as his successor? I can see that if he hadn't left a will, but you said he had, right? True, perhaps they didn't know about it. Either way, there are more people out there who'd want Yamashina dead than you can shake a stick at. Finding our culprit based on motive will probably prove tricky. I see. Still, I can't imagine you'd be able to swing around a katana in that tiny little room. This wouldn't be the work of some supernatural phenomenon again, would it? I'm afraid that's looking quite likely. Geez, you sure can do some terrifying things with these curses. How are we even meant to investigate this stuff? Our usual methods don't mean a thing if you can just curse someone to death like that. Oh yeah, we looked into it and we were able to confirm Yamashina had a man called Kippei Ikoma working for him. From what I hear, the guy's also wanted for solicitation of murder. He is. Although we only have testimony to go on right now, so we can't say anything for certain. Still, having the exact same name as that victim in the Toba skeleton case is pretty darn confusing. It seems Ikoma gave a curse stone, a dangerous tool that lets you curse others to death, to a local woman with the intent of causing a massacre. Jeez, scary to think there's tools like that around. Wait, what happened to that woman? What happened with that woman then? She's been apprehended, but it seems she won't be able to talk for a while. Could we ask you to handle taking her in as well? Oh boy, got it. I'll make the necessary arrangements. Thank you, Detective. I'll let you know the details later. Oh yeah, about Ikoma. Someone apparently spotted his company car stopped outside Yamashina's place yesterday. So I had a warrant put out for him as a person of interest. Oh, impressively quick thinking. Well done, Detective. By the way, there's a high chance that Yamashina was killed by a curse contained in one of those curse stones I mentioned. Oh man, I figured that might be the case. If Ikoma did indeed stop by Yamashina's house today, he's looking increasingly suspect. Yeah, looks like we should prioritize tracking him down. But it sounds like the guy was a favorite of Yamashina's, if anything. If he really is the culprit, what could have driven him to kill the man he owed so much to? I can only assume they had some sort of falling out, perhaps over the matter of succession or the like. I'd assumed that Ikoma was the successor Yamashina mentioned, but it seems that wasn't the case. Either way, I think we can definitely say he's up to something, especially if the solicitation of murder stuff is true. I'll step up the pace in the search for him. You two take care, alright? I'll get in touch if there's anything else to share. Please do. From the sound of things, we should make dealing with this Ikoma our first priority. I wonder how Cersei and Avi fared in their search. I imagine they've made it back to the mainland now, but we have yet to hear anything from them. Ikoma might still have access to his curse, too. The situation is more dangerous than I thought. We should probably get back to the mainland as soon as possible. About that, it seems that the last ferry off the island has already left for today. Oh, darn it. That means we're stuck here as well. We'll have to stay on Kamishima for tonight, yes. I'll arrange somewhere to stay. Nothing to be done about it, I suppose. Thank you, Soto. It won't be long before the sun sets. And yet I can't help but feel like there's another storm brewing on the horizon. Fabrication. Despite being tasked by Yumeko to search for Ikoma, Avi, who has fulfilled the goal of his trip, and Cersei, feeling better with the curse of the raging waves cleared, choose not to return to the mainland straight away and have fun sightseeing in Kamishima. Oh dear. You were doing so much better after the curse got lifted. I didn't notice the time. We got so carried away with the sightseeing, it's already pitch black out here. You're right. Time sure flies. The last ferry already left, so I guess we'll have to find a place to stay for the night. Shouldn't we be heading back to the mainland to go after Ikoma? Well, there's only so much we can do now. It's not as though we're being paid for it, so let's not lose sleep over it. I see. Very pragmatic of you. I hear somebody moving around. There's somebody there. Can you guys see that? You can barely see it. There's a guy standing on the thing there. Although it's not that late yet, it gets dark quickly after the sun sets, and the streets empty out just as fast. Illuminated only by the dim glow of a few streetlights and the stars, the island feels calm. I guess he can't see him. Weird. He's getting closer every time. Yeah, it's Ikoma. He's getting closer every time I turn away. Whoa, there's someone there. Well, I thought I recognized that voice, so it was you, Mr. Barnum. Mr. Ikoma. I get the shivers just looking at this guy. What a creep. We need to keep our guard up around Ikoma. If he tries anything, I'm counting on you, Cersei. I'll leave the talking to you. Huh? Weren't you the one put in charge of the search? I'm counting on you. Get the info we need. Ah, okay. Leave it to me. don't think I'll see any stickers in the dark. So, when did you get to Kamishima? Did I surprise you? I arrived on a chartered boat just before sunset. Now, wait just a moment. Didn't you say you had a fear of the sea and that boats were a no-go? You gotta keep your character traits straight, else the proofreaders... Fuckers. You gotta keep your character traits straight, else the proofreaders will tell you apart, you know? Well, as it happens, my condition was miraculously cured earlier today, so I was able to come here after all. Miraculously cured, is it? Oh, come on. If you're going to just throw in a convenient plot device like that, it's a total disservice to the art. Whatever. I have more important things to ask you. A whole lot of things, as a matter of fact. Sure. What is it? And what about this business card you gave me? It was the target of the curse. Care to explain? Excuse me. I'm afraid I don't quite follow. The symbol on your business card turned out to be a marker for the curse. Dear me, this is the first time I've ever heard of such a thing. Oh, so you didn't know? Of course not. That emblem is a treasured symbol that Unkonkudono bestowed upon me when my company was founded. Unkonkudono? You mean Yamashina? So then you really had no idea. You said it was used as a curse marker? That's a serious accusation. Well, you're implying that Unkonkudono was behind such a scheme. That's outrageous. But you have to admit, it's hard not to come to that conclusion. These groundless accusations are deeply insulting and absolutely infuriating. I will not tolerate such insolence from anyone. I honestly expected more from you. All right, calm down. Sorry, we'll look into it some more, okay? Very well, it's the least you could do. The sheer audacity. Why did you ask us to come to Kamishina to search for the still-tide mirror? Well, it's simple enough. If something like the curse of the raging waves truly existed in these waters, surely it would be best to see it lifted, no? And it seems that it has in fact been dispelled. You did not disappoint, Mr. Barnum. Oh, well, it's not like we actually did anything to lift it, though. Is that so? We did learn that the bronze mirror once belonged to Princess Hatsune, who was sacrificed to appease the curse, however. Mr. Ikoma, how did you know the curse of the raging waves had been lifted? Well, to be honest, it's hard to put into words. But it seems as though I've got a little bit of spirit sense myself. I suppose the curse must have been what caused that ominous aura to surround this island before, no? I see. I suppose someone with a bit of spirit sense would be able to tell whether the curse was still around with ease. In any case, since the curse has been dispelled, the matter of the bronze mirror is also settled. You have my thanks. I suppose you're right. You're welcome. So, about Azusa Somikawa, the descendant of Taishima. Oh, I don't remember telling you her name. Ha! That is no obstacle to a man of my caliber. We figured it out in no time. Did you now? Very impressive. I suppose I ought to apologize on her behalf. She is rather difficult to deal with, is she not? So, did you manage to get a hold of the Tamade Bako, then? Come again? From what I understand, she was last seen going out to sea on a boat with a foreigner. And she has evidently been missing ever since. Forgive me, it seems that my hesitation to introduce you to her has caused you some inconvenience. No, really. Don't worry about it. So you were after the Tamade Bako too, Mr. Ikoma. How come you're so calm when you already know what happened? Believe me, there were times when I wasn't, but... At this point, things like that no longer matter to me. Things like what? The Tamade Bako. In fact, it seems as though I no longer have any use for it. I admit there's been some tension between us, but what do you say? Why don't we put that behind us? Haha. Whatever became of Miss Somikawa is no longer any concern to me. In hindsight, I suppose I should have introduced you much sooner. Ha! You might be a misunderstanding. So let me get straight to the point. You know a woman named Kikuko Tsutsui, don't you? Gah, he just came right out and said it. Kikuko Tsutsui? Ah, yes, the young woman from Kamishima that used to work at my company. Was that her name? You used that girl as a pawn in one of your schemes, didn't you? We nearly died because of her, you know. I beg your pardon. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. I most certainly did not put her up to anything so heinous. Oh, so you're saying you did not give her a curse stone, then? To help her get recognized by Yamashina, since she was his illegitimate child or something like that. A curse stone? Unkanku Dono's illegitimate child? What on earth are you talking about? You really have no idea. Don't try to pull a quick one. Who filled your head with such nonsense? As a matter of fact, we heard it straight from Kikuko Tsutsui herself. She told you all that. Where is she now? I demand to know what compelled her to come up with such a ridiculous story. We've got her confined at her home, but I'm afraid she won't be able to talk for a while. Ah, I see. Anyway, whatever she told you, that girl is delusional. What a troublesome fantasy she crafted. Indeed. So who did she get that curse stone from, then? I'm afraid I know no more than you do. Insulting a man's business card and benefactor, how utterly disgraceful. I insist you take it all back. I am truly, deeply sorry, just overwhelmingly apologetic from the bottom of my sorry heart. I feel like this should have popped up, the business card should have popped up after talk about Kikuko Tsutsui. So why did you come all the way out here to Kamishima? Ah, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. More than anything else, I would like to take care of my business right away. And what may that be? I actually wanted to ask you about it. I believe there's a woman by the name of Sato living on this island. You wouldn't happen to know her whereabouts, would you? Sato? Oh, right. I think I met a woman with that name earlier today, but I have no idea where she might be now. I see, so you're not familiar with her. This is bad news. This is bad news. I bet he's after the tamare bako that I gave her. No, it can't be. There's no way he'd know about that. Maybe he knows she's immortal? But if he's simply after immortality, why bother with that, and not just go straight for the tamare bako? Very well. Thank you so much. My apologies for keeping you. As I need to continue my search, I'll take my leave now. Yeah, good luck with that. You sure about letting him go? Wouldn't it be better to restrain him? Well, there wasn't enough evidence to do so. Do you think he's actually innocent and Yamashina was the one pulling the strings the whole time? I don't think we know enough to judge. Well, it's not like he can get off the island that easily, so maybe we should just report that we saw him. Good point. He mentioned a chartered boat. Maybe we could mark it to keep an eye on it. Turns out staying another night on Kamishima was the right call after all. I've got to hand it to myself. I'm just a genius. Anyway, let's go and report to Miss Shiki and call it a day. Kippei Akoma is the prime suspect behind Yamashina's death. Having asked Cersei and the others to search for him, Yumeko hears what they have to tell her. I see. So we can be certain that Kippei Akoma is on Kamishima right now. Yep, no doubt about it. From what I gathered from the islanders just now, there are signs that someone landed a boat in the Gulf on the other side of the island. That must have been Akoma. Mwahaha. So he's come like a moth to the flame. Ma'am, that sounded a bit diabolical. I think the fatigue is starting to get to you. The darkened townscape stretches out before us, silent and still. I had thought lifting the curse of the raging waves would see it return to the peaceful fishing town it was previously. But it seems the shadow loomed it seems the shadow looming over Kamishima won't be dispelled until we deal with whatever's lurking out there in the darkness. Is this the Tori? I thought there was going to be a sticker here. I thought that was the thing. Look at the thing. Look at the Tori through new eyes. But I don't see any stickers. Strange. Despite the strength of her abilities, Circe's still a child. I was worried about keeping her up so late. But apparently exorcists do most of their work at night, so she actually starts feeling more energetic around this time. Is it just me, or is this industry something of bad influence? Avi has ended up being quite the key figure in all this, although I doubt that was his intention at all. Those driven by their dreams rather than profit do have a tendency to drag in everyone else around them in their wake, for better or worse. I suppose that's a bit rich coming from me, though. I've worked with Soto for a long time, but I don't think I've ever seen him sleep unguarded in front of others. He's used to sleeping outside, too. I wonder what his day-to-day life is normally like. When did you find the time to go around getting information from the Islander, Soto? Ah, yes, I took advantage of our rest break earlier to make a few inquiries. I appreciate the hard work, but shouldn't you have been taking the time to rest? Stopping to take a breather every now and then is important too. I'm afraid that's a bit difficult in this line of work. A single moment of complacency could prove fatal. Sometimes I really do wonder if we live in the same world. Since when was society so violent? Just make sure to rest when you can, alright? Don't push yourself too hard. No need to worry. I'll be sure to get enough rest. Thank you for your concern. I was sure you and Avi would have returned to the mainland by now. I had no idea you were still on Kamishima. Ah, well, we were having so much fun sightseeing. Time just got away from us. You were sightseeing the whole time? I suppose it worked out for the best, so I can't complain. Still, from what you've said about him, your description of the coma is quite different from what we heard of the man on our end. We could hardly believe our ears either, to think Yamashina had already been killed by a curse. And the police are searching for a coma as a suspect in his murder. Talk about a bombshell. Yeah, it was a real surprise. And you say that Akoma seemed to have no idea about either the curse stones or what Kikuko Tsutsui was planning. That's right. Swore the accusations against him were absurd, all while looking innocent as a lamb. It's entirely possible he's just feigning innocence. I wouldn't believe him so easily myself. We have no proof of his crimes after all. All he has to do is pretend he knows nothing and our hands are tied. Still, there's a warrant out for his arrest now, no? Can't you throw the book at him here and be done with it? It would be dangerous to do anything rash. I'd like to at least get a better idea of his intentions before making a move. Still, with Soto and Circe here, I don't think we should have anything to fear from paranormal phenomenon. If worst comes to worst, surely you two could restrain him by force. Well, we probably could deal with most things. But in the event we couldn't, the situation would likely end up being completely hopeless. Right. I don't even want to imagine what sort of situation that would be. Did you see where Akoma headed after you parted ways with him? Sorry. I don't really remember. But if you chartered a boat to get here and stopped it in the Gulf, wouldn't we be able to nab him eventually if we hung around there? Unfortunately, I don't think it would be so simple. If he stopped it somewhere out of the way, we would struggle to find it in this darkness. That's true. Well, if we really got stuck, I should be able to find out where he is using dowsing. Just let me know, and I'll give it a shot. I thought your target had to have some sort of spiritual energy for you to find it. That's right, but he said himself he had some spirit sense, and he has a pretty unique aura, too. I think it would work. That would be a huge help. We'll keep that in mind. You know, I still find it hard to believe that young man would be capable of such a foul crime. Oh, Avi, you're so gullible. Heartless, the lot of you. You won't even consider the possibility that this is all one big misunderstanding? You know, no. By the way, is it true that Mr. Akoma can use curses without a curse stone? Based on what we've heard of the scene of Mr. Yamashina's murder, I think we have to conclude that he can. So it is possible. What does your assistant over there think? Oh, good idea. Let's see what Soto has to say. Soto, how likely is it that Akoma could use that curse without a spirit stone? Ah, yes, about that. There have indeed been cases of powerful psychics using the spirits of the dead to cast curses on others. However, doing so requires a great deal of skill. Only a handful of people would be capable of such a feat. And even fewer would be able to do so with a curse capable of killing people in a single blow, let alone over a distance. The man did say he had a bit of spirit sense. I suppose that wouldn't be enough, though. Not at all. My thoughts exactly. I see. Though, if I were to speculate... Oh, so there is something. Curses are not always born from the spirits of the dead, you see. If a number of people were to harbor a strong grudge for decades, even centuries, that grudge itself could become a curse. I see. The supernatural equivalent of strength in numbers, eh? You could say that. Still, it would take a large number of people holding a grudge over an extremely long period of time to achieve. Huh. I suppose it is a bit unlikely Akoma would have access to a curse like that. This would be why curse stones are so dangerous. Access to one allows even amateurs to use highly potent curses. You heard that just now, I hope. Ah, yes. I'm sorry already. So the work you wanted us to handle is all done now, right? Yes, it is. Thank you for your cooperation. But I'd appreciate if you could help us out a bit more, so I won't be letting you go just yet. Aww. Still, something doesn't quite sit right with me about all this. Akoma must have known it would be harder to escape pursuit here. What could have brought him here despite that risk? Oh, I can shine some light on that, actually. I believe he said he was looking for a girl called Sato. Seemed awfully keen on finding her, too. Sato? You mean Sato Shiranami? Oh, you know her, then. We do. A girl with quite unique circumstances, to be sure. Could that be why Akoma is looking for her? But what is he planning? Ah! So chances are high Akoma is still looking for Sato, then. If so, it would be in our best interest to find her first. If nothing else, it would put us in a good position to bargain with him. Agreed. We should try to... Is something wrong? You said that Akoma arrived on this island before sundown, yes? We did indeed. If he's really that keen on finding her, surely it wouldn't take him that long to do so. Finding a single girl on a small island like this wouldn't be difficult. All we'd have to do is ask around, no? You have a point. I doubt he's been wandering in circles all this time. Maybe he isn't looking for her that seriously after all, or he had some other business he wanted to take care of first. You there! I finally found you! And who do we have here? If I'm not mistaken, that would be Mr. Wakamura's son, Shotaro. You're from the police, right? You've got to help me. My old man, he's... Mr. Wakamura? Has something happened to him? What? Mr. Wakamura was found cut down in his own home? You're not saying... The clinic's doctor is taking a look now, but I saw the wound. There's no way he could have survived that. I tried to call the police, but Yuzo Minakuchi told me to come get you instead. I see. Thank you for letting us know. We'll be there right away. Man, given the timing, can we assume this is Akoma's handiwork? Chances are high, yes. If you don't mind me asking, mister, did a man called Akoma drop by your house at all? What? Akoma? You're saying he's the one who killed my old man? Calm down. You know him then? He's in his 20s and is wearing a suit, though he looks really old for his age. Yes, that's him. I met him earlier today. You met him? When? Today, just before sunset. A man I'd never seen before came up to me. He said he was head of an event company and had come here to gather information or something. I'm pretty sure the name on his business card was Akoma. What? What? He gave you his business card? Yeah, what about it? And he said that he was here to gather information. What happened to looking for Sato Shiranami? Wait, Sato? You're saying Sato has something to do with that guy? Alright everyone, I'm going to head to Wakamura House and with Shotaro here. Soto, I leave searching for Sato Shiranami to you, Cersei, and Avi. Find her before Akoma does and take her into your custody. I'm counting on you. Understood. Wait, we have to help out too. Please do. The more people we have on hand, the better. Now, Shotaro, lead the way. Right. Huh. Wait, over there. Ah, that's him, Akoma. What? What's Akoma doing here? It seems he hasn't noticed us yet. Should we make our move now, or should we let him go for now to get a better idea of what he's up to? No, first things first. I have to see whether my suspicions are correct. This aura. I knew it. Ma'am, is he... There's no doubt about it. He's an 800-year immortal. He noticed us. Ah, he's running away. Ma'am, should I give chase? Please do. Follow him and find out where he's headed. On it. Don't be reckless. Keep your guard up and be careful. It looks like we have a change of plans, Cersei. Avi, you're coming with me. Let's go. Sato hides in Kante Kisho ruins at night, where she finally comes face to face with someone. Who might you be? Sure was a hassle to get out here. Looks like I made it just in time. Huh? You aren't an easy one to find, you know, but at least we finally get to meet again, my dear Osato. Can you please answer my question? Who are you? Are you being serious? This isn't one of your usual silly acts. Come on now, really? You forgot me after what, just 400 years? That stings, you know? 400 years? The Kantekisha ruins are even quieter than usual. Only the rustle of trees and the murmur of waves fill the air. Okay, so I know this guy claims to be Kippe Akoma, who's apparently another 800-year immortal, but that's not the real issue. I need to know who he really is, not who he claims to be. I don't think he's about to just come out and tell me. Looks like he enjoys being cryptic. Though I didn't expect him to just say he knew me 400 years ago. That's a huge clue. Who exactly was he 400 years ago? If I push a little, maybe I can draw it out. But man, did I really come across that as that spaced out even back then? Oof. So, you're saying you know me from 400 years ago? Well, we never met directly then. I can hardly believe it. Eek! He's getting closer! Who'd have thought my dear Osato was Princess Hatsune all along? How did you know I used to be called Hatsune? Back then, 400 years ago, I never realized it was you, so sorry about that. Huh? He knew about me? And the story goes that Princess Hatsune was offered up to hold down the curse of the raging waves, sleeping for ages down there, huh? Who knew immortality could be put to such a creative use? Truly selfless, admirable stuff. Brings a tear to my eye. Not really. There wasn't any other choice, and I wasn't actually asleep, so it was pretty awful. Also, could you please answer my question instead of going off on your own tangent? Well, it turns out the resentment I bore was heavier than the curse you were holding back. Ah, I just told you to stop. Wait a second, the resentment you bore. Thanks to that, ever since then, anytime I got near Taishima's waters, a raging storm would well up every time. I've tried countless times over these 400 years, but each and every time my ship went under. I've had my fair share of trouble, you know. But then, that would make you the Raging Waves curse bearer. Alright, I guess I ended up becoming quite the legend here on Kamishima, didn't I? There's only one person you could really be then. Oh, sounds like you finally remembered me. Although centuries have passed, would you be so kind as to address me once again? Come, call me by my real name once more. Right, the files from the past made it clear. Kippe Akoma's true identity is... Not Mermaid... Where is it? Invasion of Taishima. Is it, Sumitaka? Kuki Sumitaka? Huh? Sumitaka? Come on, that's not even close. Do you really not know? Ah, guess I don't know. Try again, come on, you should remember it. Speak my real name. No, not you. Sadamune? Did I spell it wrong? That's right. Komatsu Sadamune, vassal of the Kuki clan and commander of the raid on Taishima. I knew it. So the Raging Waves curse bearer wasn't a descendant, it was you, the commander himself. Which means this is all your fault. You caused all of this to happen. Everything that happened to Taishima and the mermaids. Yeah, enough of that. Enough? Are you serious? We're in the Showa era now. Digging up ancient history won't change a thing. Besides, my whole army was sunk along with Taishima. I had a pretty rough time too, you know. Lucky for me, I was immortal. Otherwise, I'd have definitely died alongside them. How can you seriously stand there and play the victim with a straight face? My side's the sadder tale. Botched the mission, lost all my men, and I couldn't even go back to the army. I'd worked so hard to join the Kuki clan, and then everything was back to square one. Years on the road with no real purpose. Hundreds of years since then, through the Edo period to now, constantly changing names and identities. It was all so tough. Most people would hear my tale and show some compassion, you know? Well, I could not care less. Honestly, I don't. Ah, right. You were just sleeping through it all. So you wouldn't understand the pain I had to go through. Oh, shut it. I was conscious the whole time. My memories are all scrambled because of it. I see your fearless attitude hasn't changed a bit. I love it. And I see you still never listen to anyone. Hold on. What am I talking about? Am I starting to remember something? So he really is Komatsu Sadamune, the one who led the attack on Taishima 400 years ago. I don't think we ever met in person, but I never imagined he'd also be an 800-year immortal. So he used what he learned from the mermaids to worm his way into the Kuki clan and build a name for himself. I mean, I know better than most that he'd have had a rough time trying to fit in as just another member of society. But if that means putting himself above everyone else, that's where I draw the line. Still, why is he being so arrogant with me? So he was murdering people for their identities and dropping them in the bay? Do I know this man from my past? I don't remember a thing about him, and I can't imagine he ever getting along with him either. Still, there's one thing I have to ask him. Before anything else, there's something I need to ask. Go on. I was wondering, did you come to the southern coast of Kamishima about 5 years ago? Yes, well deduced. You mean that day they call the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster, right? I was keeping an eye on Mare Minakuchi, or should I say the Somakawa line. Figured if I timed it right, I might snatch some mermaid flesh when they returned to Ryugu. What? So you were out at sea then? You caused the raging waves. Oh yeah, I pulled some strings with the local fishermen and headed out. The moment we hit that area, the massive storm formed. It wasn't just my ship either, a bunch of others got caught up too. What a day. Mare Minakuchi went missing, I didn't find my mermaid. It was all a total disaster, haha. No way, you're the reason that disaster happened 5 years ago. Do you even realize what the people of Kamishima went through because of that disaster? Come on. I needed mermaid flesh to get in good with Unkonkudono. What else was I supposed to do? You know how it is. Can't live a normal life without a family register these days. Every few decades, once the old one gets tricky to use, I always need to find a new one. Around that time, I had just started with a new identity of a young man named Kippei Akoma. I was just trying to get the results fast, got a little impatient. Can't really blame me, can you? God, how can someone be so selfish and heartless? I can't even begin to describe how furious I am right now. Forget trying to reason with him, he's beyond forgiveness. Whoa there, easy, come now, my dear Osato, just relax. You won't get far trying to apprehend me anyway. Might be better if you just hear me out. What's that supposed to mean? It means our little chat hasn't arrived at our main talking point just yet. See, today's the day the curse of the raging waves has been lifted at last. That's the only reason I could come here in person. And trust me, I've got a very specific reason for coming here and talking with you. Damn it, I can't recall who he is, but just being near him annoys me somehow. It's not just his attitude, it feels deeper than that. There is some kind of buried connection. Right, you've been looking for me, haven't you? What exactly do you want? Don't tell me you also plan to hand me over to that Unkonkudono person. Ah, well, yeah, that was the plan at first. You know how it goes, nothing wins a person of power's favor like the promise of immortality. If someone's actually achieved it, all the better. You would be literal living proof and an offering all in one. Couldn't you have just used yourself as proof? What? Don't be stupid. That'd blow my cover. Think it through a bit, will you? Right, of course. Besides, I have my own goals. I need mermaid flesh to achieve them. Trying to find mermaids would be so much easier with someone in power backing me. Yeah, well, I couldn't care less about your goals. Ha, fair enough. To be honest, I don't care about that goal anymore either. Unkonkudono's gone now, and besides, I found you. Huh? That's the real reason I came here, my true goal, the whole damn point of this all. Me? Indeed. I'm not just looking for any 800-year immortal. I want you, Sato Shiranami. You. Whoa. What are you even saying? We never even met, did we? There's no connection between Komatsu Sadamune and me. Oh, you're still not getting it. That's odd. I figured you'd be the one desperate to see me. You really don't remember? Remember what? That Komatsu Sadamune crap was all just a name I borrowed 400 years ago. Wasn't my real one. Never was. You and I go way, way further back than that, Sato. Our bond is so much deeper. What are you talking about? Further than that? After all, you held on to that bronze mirror I gave you, no? Kept it close all this time. Wait, the mirror? Go on, say it. You remember, don't you? That's it. I know who he really is. Where am I even looking here? Is it Tomoshige? Tomoshige. Taira no Tomoshige. Ah, at last. Glad you finally remembered. Correct. Welcome back, Osato of Kusawa. Wait, Kusawa? That's right. After that, there were none who saw Tomoshige again. He faded from memory without ever leaving his mark on the pages of history. At around the same time, Kusawa village found itself in an uproar following the return of Sato, who had been employed in the service of the Heike. However, after it was discovered that she had somehow become immortal, she was shunned by the other villagers, who found her newfound state unsettling, and she soon left the village for parts unknown. A fragmented version of these events would go on to be passed down orally, eventually becoming one of the Yabukuni legends told to this day. The truth of Princess Hatsune. Having eaten the flesh of a mermaid and becoming an 800-year immortal, Sato spent years wandering across Japan. Eventually, with the help of the Onmyoji Tsuchimikado Harukage, a descendant of one of her former benefactors, she made her way to Taishima, an island rumored to be home to the mermaids, and began to live there quietly. Excuse me. The islanders, duty-bound to protect the mermaids and the entrance to Ryugu, were accepting of her and her circumstances. and Sato was finally able to gain the peaceful life she had been searching for. Having changed her name many times during her years of wandering, she was going by Hatsune at the time. After she had spent some time there, Kuki Sumitaka, under whose jurisdiction Taishima fell, grew fond of her and took her in as his adopted daughter. Initially unaware of her true identity, Sumitaka eventually discovered her immortality, but even so continued to treat her the same as he always had, and Sato came to trust him as well. Following the invasion of Taishima, Sato sacrificed herself in order to quell the curse of the raging waves, with Harukage's ritual causing her to fall into deep sleep within the sacred land at the bottom of the sea. The seal in the sacred land was set to break 400 years later, which was in fact to awaken Sato from her slumber. Wouldn't she have died before that? The truth of Komatsu Sadamune. Komatsu Sadamune, the vassal who goaded Kuki Yoshitaka into invading Taishima, was in fact Tairo no Tomoshige, who had eaten mermaid flesh and gained unnatural longevity. Unable to let go of his dream of reviving the Taira clan even after 400 years, he caught wind of rumors of mermaids being worshipped on Taishima and infiltrated the Kuki navy under the name Komatsu Sadamune, plotting to uncover the sacred land. However, his rash and impulsive destruction of the sacred land ended up triggering the curse of the raging waves, and his plan ultimately ended in failure. Although caught up in sinking of Taishima, Tomoshige could not die and was swept away by the sea to an unknown fate. He never directly met Princess Hatsune, and as such the two remained unaware of each other's existence. I remember now. Everything's coming back to me. You're Lord Tomoshige. Heh, I've waited long for this moment, Osato. You're telling me you became an 800-year immortal as well. Can't believe it. Indeed, I ate mermaid flesh to become an 800-year immortal just before you did. 800 years ago, we sailed out searching for mermaids, trying to restore the Heke name to glory. We found one, sure enough, but those Genji bastards had laid ambush. They attacked us, tore us apart. But seeing we had both become immortal, we both continued to live our separate lives. I never knew. I thought I was the only one left. I spent all these years thinking I was the only one. You and me both, Osato. It truly is a miracle that we were able to meet like this once again. Listen, Osato. When I realized this body couldn't die, I decided it was my fate to use it in whatever way I could to restore the Heke clan. The grief, the hatred, the curse in my bloodline who died screaming in resentment, I've carried all of it with me in this body. They screamed at me, "You'll finish what we couldn't. That's why you're immortal, damn it." Their voices never stopped, centuries of the family's rage clawing at my skull, every day, every night. Even so, nothing ever worked, but I knew I couldn't just give up. That obsession of mine rotted into resentment, festering for decades, centuries, building and twisting inside of me. Until finally, centuries of resentment and rage congealed into a curse, something I could control, wield. A curse born from that obsession. The bronze mirror I carried absorbed that same resentment, and over time it transformed into a curse stone. So your goal was to use the power of that curse in the flesh of the mermaid to restore the Heke clan. Indeed. That vow was all I had left, was the one thing that kept me crawling through these 800 years of hell. I sucked up to the people in power and gathered followers, all so I could build an immortal army. But it couldn't be out in the open. Everything had to be done in the shadows, always unseen. Even with immortality and curses on my side, it was damn near impossible. No matter what I tried, power was always out of reach. The path to reclaiming the Heke name was always filled with peril. It was always one fucking problem after the next. Nothing ever went the way I wanted. Damn it. Before I knew it, the world had changed into one where military power alone was no longer the key to control. I just don't have the power or the time to rule this goddamn new age. Fuck it all. And so here we are. Before I knew it, my 800-year lifespan was burning out. The end was right there, staring me in the face. That's when something broke in me. All that was left was emptiness. 8 centuries and nothing to show for it. Just the truth that I'd achieved nothing. Tell me, Osato, what the hell were those 800 years of me giving it everything I had worth? What was it all for? I can't say. When I realized my lifespan was finally coming to an end, I almost felt relieved, like dying might actually finally set me free. It was then that I happened to hear of you. That you, Mai Osada of Kusawa, were still alive on Kamishima, also as an 800-year immortal. That moment was the first light to pierce my darkness in 800 goddamn years. Whoa, aren't you exaggerating a little? Not at all. This is an 800-year-long miracle of fate, Osato. Don't you see? Back then, when the Heke fell, you were the only one who stayed with me. You were the only one who comforted me. When my final day comes, I want it to be with you. That's the only thing I want now. If I can just have that, then maybe this was all worth something after all. You understand, don't you? You must. But the curse kept me from ever setting foot on Kamishima. So I manipulated Nkankudono. I used him to reach you, claim you for myself. Wait, hold on. This is getting a bit much. What's so funny? Oh, Sato, you're blushing. You truly are so lovable. No need to act shy now. 800 years ago, we were bound by a vow of love. What? We were? I don't remember that. You kept the bronze mirror I gave you, did you not? That should be proof enough. What? No, that's not what you think. Come now, we certainly took the long way around, you and I, but we finally found our way back here. After everything, meeting again like this can only be a blessing of fate. This is what our curse of immortality was all for, our final glorious crossing into the next world together. No. I mean, yeah, it is the end, but... You've been waiting for it too, haven't you? The day this cursed life finally ends? Come, Osato, let's meet that day together. Let's finally be free of all this endless pain. I am Osato of Kusawa. At the end of the Heian period, I worked as a maidservant for the Bureau of Onmyo. That's where I first met Taira no Tomoshige. By chance, he took a liking to me and made me part of his household. After the fall of the Heke, the world spun into chaos. We were too busy surviving to think about anything else. I remember those days now. We ran from one hiding place to another, and I had no one to depend on but him. But those memories are so distant now. So distant it's hard to tell them apart from something I might have seen on a TV show last month. And now that I think about it, the only reason I kept that bronze mirror after the attack was because it was the one thing I had left when I washed ashore. It was the only clue to who I was. I held onto it out of loneliness, that's all, as a trace of a past I could barely remember. I'm afraid I never had even a shred of affection for Lord Tomoshige, even back then. It really is him, Lord Tomoshige. I remember him now. He was always just like this. All pride and vanity, puffed up with his own importance, the very image of an arrogant Heke. No wonder he failed so spectacularly. Anyone would, acting like that. And still, part of me can't help but feel sorry for him. What am I doing now? Well, why are you so silent? Say something. You know as well as I do that our lives are almost up. Could be over by tomorrow. What are you hesitating for? Hey, Sato, say something. I'm talking to you nicely and you just stand there like a fucking idiot. Wake up. All you need to do is be grateful and come to my side. That's it. Stop being so fucking pathetic. But what if I refuse? Are you fucking kidding me? Refuse? After all these years? There is no refusal. You would dare defy me? That was never even a fucking option. Come with me, right now. If you dare try to say no again, I'll ensure you receive due punishment. I have harsher methods I can use. Harsher methods? I told you, I can use a curse, remember? Curse that targets a certain pattern and slices anyone with it clean through. Nice and painful. But even if you use that to hurt me, if I just hold on until tomorrow, your time will run out. You'll never get what you want. Are you really that fucking dumb? Why else would I use it on you? You're immortal. Huh? Before I came here, I handed out dozens of business cards with the target pattern to people on the island. You wouldn't. With just the flick of my wrist, these stupid islanders will be dead in an instant. You get what I'm trying to tell you, right? You're holding the people here hostage? Ha! They're just insurance, a way to ensure you will come with me. In fact, that old man Wakamura was so stubborn about handing you over, I had to deal with him first. What? You mean you killed him? So what will you do? You have two options, Osato. Time to choose. Obey and come with me quietly? Or let your selfishness condemn these innocent people to a brutal death. Come with me only after you watch them die. No. No, I still can't. I won't follow you. I refuse. What? You selfish little brat. But very well, I'll make you regret that choice. Let's see how long that defiance of yours holds out. We got another... So these three are capable of being restarted. That's weird. Excuse me. We need a plan. After discovering the corpse of Shinobu Wakamura, Yuza and Azami realize that the threat of the curse still remains. They meet up with Sato and Tsukasa and gather at a place of their childhood days to discuss what to do next. What? You can't be serious. Old man Wakamura was murdered? Seems that way. I called the police to look into it. It probably has something to do with the slashing curse. That means whoever is causing the curse is on the island at this very moment. Oh my god, that's terrifying. I thought they'd already found the curse stone that was causing this to happen. But it looks like we're not out of danger yet. This is too much. So the curse is still hanging around? How does that even happen? The Kantiki show at night. There's no sound other than the wind and the trees and the distant tide. But an anxious feeling grips my chest at the thought of what might lurk behind the stillness. She hasn't seen the corpse for herself, so the reality of the situation still hasn't sunk in. I told her before that everything was going to be okay, so it's no wonder that she's shocked by this news. Ordinarily bright and cheerful, she says nothing as the darkness clouds her features. Even she can't hide her concern now that the situation has become so dire. I thought I could avoid speaking to her, but I don't know if I can hold back anymore. I'm sure he's thinking about what to do next, about how to help everyone on the island. Azami always worries about everyone else before he worries about himself. He really is a good guy. No stickers. Do a once over, look for stickers. I don't see anything. Start with you. Hey Yuza, I got a question. What's up? Isn't the slashing curse the thing Kikuko tried to use? But she was arrested, right? You don't think she's trying again, do you? Well, I think it's a possibility, yes. But we should probably avoid mentioning her to the others unless we can prove she's involved. You're right. We don't want to scare them any more than we already have. Hey, what are you two whispering about over there? Just some rumors. We don't want to spread stuff we don't actually know is true. Oh, well now I'm even more curious. Do you really think it could be someone else committing murders this time? I think it's most likely someone new. But what's this slash and curse business all about, Yuza? Well, to be completely honest, someone planned to use that curse to commit a massacre today. What the hell? Who would do that? Don't worry, the culprit was caught this afternoon. The curse was targeting the symbol on the back of the Kameshi Maru hand mirror. Oh, I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah, so anyone with one of those mirrors would have been a potential target. Seriously? That's so scary. Oh, that's why Azami took everyone's hand mirrors this afternoon. Just doing my part. But the police apparently found the curse stone that was used to release the curse. Things probably would have been fine even if I hadn't collected all the mirrors. Can't have been easy though. Thanks for doing that, Azami. Even if the police found some rocks, a bunch of people were saved because of you. Well, when you put it like that, I feel like I really helped out. But just because there are no more mirrors left doesn't mean we're free and clear, right? Yeah, I somehow doubt Mr. Wakamura had one of those hand mirrors. That means there may be other items that with that symbol on them. How am I ever supposed to relax ever again? You think the police will find the culprit while we're hiding in here? I hope so. They're probably searching for him as we speak. What's up, Sato? Oh, are you talking to me? What? Actually, maybe you should be... There's a chance the culprit is after you, after all, so stay alert. Now I'm even more scared. Wait, really? Why would they be after Sato? Well, it just seems to me like that would be the case. Huh? Yuza, do you know something we don't? Well, yeah, I can't keep anything hidden from you, so I might as well come out and say it. The truth is, Sato Shiranami here ate mermaid flesh a long time ago and is now an immortal girl. Well, that is not how I imagined bringing this up. Wait, what? Seriously? Oh. And how did you already know that, Yuza? Was that part of the Tomokazuki vision too? Yeah, something like that. Hold up, wait, I'm not following any of this. You had a Tomokazuki vision? What does that even mean? Yeah, this is a lot to take in. I guess now's a good time to explain everything. What? You ran into a Tomokazuki while you were diving and it showed you a vision of a different future? What? Sato ate mermaid flesh and became immortal hundreds of years ago. Yeah, the whole thing is pretty bizarre. Funny world we live in, huh? After this, I don't think I can die any supernatural mystery or occult conspiracy theory ever again. You're really taking all this well, Yuza. This is the wildest thing I've heard all day. And Sato, I always thought you were a little different, but I didn't realize you were straight out of history books. Yeah, sorry about deceiving you. No, I seriously had no idea. You fit into the modern era so effortlessly. Well, I watched a lot of TV to learn how to fit in. I love TV. Oh, I get it now. The Tomokazuki is also why you knew about the hand mirrors, right? Exactly. That's why I secretly enlisted Azami's help. I have to thank you again for that, Azami. None of this would have worked if you hadn't trusted me. I was pretty unconvinced at first, but you were so uncharacteristically serious that I didn't have a choice. Yeah, I really learned an important lesson. The more you joke around, the less likely people are to believe you when you need them to. You wouldn't be you if you weren't messing around. I don't think you need to change a thing. I mean, I may have learned a lesson, but that doesn't mean I was planning on changing. That's the spirit. Never change, man. Anyway, on a more serious note, Sato is probably being targeted because she's immortal, right? It's totally gotta be it. There's also the thing we found out earlier. Old man Wakamura was close to some rich guy called Unkonkudono. He said he'd break the curse of the raging waves, but only if Wakamura handed over Sato. That's right. Mr. Wakamura said it was to protect the islanders. Seriously, I can't believe I didn't notice all this happening. Wait, didn't Yuza already break the curse of the raging waves? So there's no need to give Sato to anyone, right? That's true, but things might be worse now. That rich guy might resort to more drastic measures. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, I think I got a better grasp on what's going on. If Sato really is being targeted, we have to do whatever we can to protect her. I agree. We should probably stay up here for a while so no one finds us. I really appreciate everything. Oh my god. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing, but this would be all over if I just gave myself up. Not a chance. I'm not about to let you do anything like that. You have no idea what they do to you. She's right. We won't let anything happen to you, Sato. Huh? What's that? I think someone's outside. This is bad. Someone's coming. Really? Sato, hide, quick. No, wait. I think I know him. Ah, so this is where you've been hiding. You really gave us a fright. You're Mrs. Shiki's assistant. You really gave us a fright. You're Mrs. Shiki's assistant, right? Yes, my name is Soto Kiryu. Are you all right, Mrs. Shironami? Ah, yes. A man who wishes to harm Miss Shironami is heading this way. We have very little time. Wait, what? They really are after Sato? It is likely the same person who murdered Mr. Wakamura. We must be prepared to defend ourselves. Okay, is there anything we can do? Give me a second. I'm just going to blow my nose real quick. Alright, what are we doing? The appearance of a competent ally eased the tension in the room. However, a very real threat is now making its way towards us. Now that an expert in the occult has arrived, she seems a bit calmer. I could really use her brains right now, but I don't want to put too much on her. I shouldn't stare too much. I might get in trouble again. As soon as I heard that someone was coming, he moved right to the front of the room. He might be the strongest one here, but I hope he doesn't do anything reckless. Hold on a second, Mr. Kiryu. How did you find out where we were before the murderer did? Referring to a map, I realized that the path he was taking led only one direction. He was either intending to arrive at the lighthouse or these ruins, so I took a shortcut through the mountains to get ahead of him. There is no one in the lighthouse, so I came here next. Wait, you somehow got ahead of him even though you weren't on a path? In the dark? Those geta you're wearing can't be easy to hike in either, not to mention the fact that you went all the way to the lighthouse before coming here. As I once trained as an itinerant Buddhist monk, I need only the stars to guide my feet. That's amazing! Even we have to be careful at night, and we know these trails pretty well. I guess psychics have inhuman physical strength too, huh? Well, I tend to push through difficulties with sheer force of will. That may make me somewhat unique. However, enhancing one's spirit sense does also sharpen the 5 normal senses, making it easier to move about. So that's how you got here so fast. You're done. If the murderer is coming for us, shouldn't we hurry up and get out of here? It might be a good idea to exchange all the information we have so we can be as prepared as possible. Yeah, good point. If we want to protect ourselves, I guess we need to think up a plan sooner than later. Sato. Huh? What? No, it's nothing, but you don't have to jump like that when I talk to you. What happened between the two of them? When I first met him, he seemed like a pretty level-headed man, if a little scary. But it's definitely nice to have a psychic around when you're being targeted by a deadly curse. The man heading this way is one Kippe Akoma. He has come from the mainland. According to Mrs. Shiki, he's an 800-year immortal. What? An immortal? Seriously, another immortal like Sato? Ah, it would seem that you are well aware of Miss Shironami's condition. It seems like almost everyone knows about it. It seems like almost everyone knows by this point. I see. But if he's already immortal, what does he want with Sato? That remains unclear. But perhaps Miss Shironami could shed some light on the issue. Do you know anything about this man, Akoma? No, nothing. In fact, we thought we were being hunted by someone working for a person named Unkonku Dono. That is correct. Akoma was indeed one of Unkonku Dono's subordinates. I knew it! Did you say was? You mean he doesn't work for Unkonku Dono anymore? Yes, Nkonku Dono, or rather Yoshiatsu Yamashina, was found dead in his home earlier today. He was apparently murdered by a curse inflicted by a coma, in precisely the same way as Mr. Wakamura was killed. What? Yamashina? That means he can't be looking for Sato on Nkonku Dono's behalf. Just so. And that makes his motive for seeking Miss Shiranami entirely unclear. Is it possible that this Ikoma person can use curses without a curse stone? That does appear to be the case. And yet very few people would be capable of wielding a curse powerful enough to inflict mortal wounds without assistance. Is there any chance he stole back his curse stone? No, the curse stone for the curse of Tomoshige is in my possession. In fact, I have it with me now. That bronze mirror is a curse stone? Indeed, this is a separate artifact from the still-tide mirror. It is interesting, however, that both relics were made of bronze mirrors. Ah, that mirror. I'm pretty sure it belonged to Taira no Tomoshige. What? How could you know that? Well... Huh? Ah, I believe I understand. Yes, it is all clear now. Considering all the information I've gathered thus far, there is a distinct possibility that Kippei Ikoma has actually lived for 800 years and is none other than Taira no Tomoshige. Indeed, 800 years is certainly enough time to accumulate the resentment needed to create a curse. But how could anyone have held fast to such enmity for centuries? Ah, of course. I need to take an allergy pill, I think. I don't know what I'm reacting to, but it's not going away. Ah, of course. As the sole inheritor of the entire clan's resentment, the depths of his malice would be overwhelming. Wait, what? I don't get it. What are you saying? There is no time, so I'll give you a brief synopsis. We can discuss this in depth at a later date. Okay, let's hear it. All current evidence indicates that the man who is searching for Miss Shiranami, Kippei Ikoma, has been alive for over 800 years. He was known as Taira no Tomoshige during the Heian period, when he likely became an 800-year-old mortal. And we can assume he gained the ability to wield a curse that launches a slashing attack at a certain symbol via his clan's accumulated resentment. Launches an attack at a certain symbol, so you're saying the symbol is on the mirrors too. That is my current supposition. It would be the same power as that contained within a curse stone. Using that curse power, Ikoma murdered his ally, Nkonku Dono, and then proceeded to kill Mr. Wakamura. What a monster. Can't you use your powers to stop him or something? It isn't possible, but I believe it isn't impossible, but I believe it would be unwise to provoke him any further at the moment. Is there something else we should be worried about? Well, it appears he passed out... business cards with the curse symbol written on them to a number of island residents. He encouraged people to keep them in their pockets, so there's no telling how many people are currently carrying one. Seriously. Even if the curse has an activation range, as long as he's on the island, we have to assume that all those people are at risk. Then he can kill as many people as he wants whenever he wants. Holy shit, that's insane. We definitely shouldn't provoke him then. The entire island has been taken hostage. Until we do something to remedy the situation, we cannot move against him. What can we even do? We don't have time to find everyone who has a business card right now. Oh, why don't we use the island PA system to tell everyone to throw out the cards? It's possible that Ikoma would hear the broadcast and use the curse before anyone could react. Damn, yeah, I guess that might push him over the edge. There's just not enough time to do anything else. I might have something. Why don't I meet with Ikoma to buy us some time? If I'm the one he's after, I bet he won't curse anyone while I'm talking to him. No way, that's too dangerous. Don't worry, I'm an immortal girl, so nothing can happen to me. But if I'm lucky, I might be able to get him to reveal his intentions, or even find some way to end all this. Mr. Kiryu, this might be the best way to buy us more time. I'm afraid we have little choice, but you must avoid inflicting his anger at all costs. I understand. Do not reveal that you know his true identity either, and try to keep him talking for as long as possible. Don't worry, I'm very good at feigning ignorance. You can call me Deadpan McPokerface. Nice to meet you, Deadpan. Okay, we'll stay hidden up here for now. Sato, please be careful. I'm going to be as careful as I can be, trust me. We'll find some way to deal with the curse, just don't let Akoma do anything to you. I know, I believe in you guys. Miss Shiranami is waiting for Akoma downstairs. There's no sign of him yet, but it's only a matter of time before he arrives. We need to do something about the business cards while she's keeping him busy. Yes, if I go alone, I should be able to make it back to town fairly quickly. You think we can ask people in town for help? Yes, Mrs. Shiki and the others are coming this way, so I should be able to meet them en route. Okay, then we don't have to go it alone. We can ask them for help if need be. What about the two foreigners? They're with Mrs. Shiki too, right? I was not aware you knew of them, but yes, they are. Huh, you mean those two tourists? What were they doing with her? The girl is a psychic. She may be able to offer assistance. Whoa, really? I'm going to take a quick second. I'm going to pop a allergy pill real quick. The mountains of Kamishima. Oh my god. The mountains of Kamishima are shrouded in darkness. At this very moment, a man named Akoma is approaching along this path. I doubt he'll be able to find us up here on the roof, but we still need to do something. I wonder what kind of abilities a professional psychic has. Azami's trying his best to think of a way to stop the curse too. It's nice to know I'm not dealing with this all alone. Just realizing that gives me hope. She's racking her brain to think of a way to deal with the curse. Now that I think about it, Tsukasa reacted oddly to that information earlier. I feel like I might have some idea what's going on with her because of the Tomokazuki vision. Maybe I could use that somehow. And we only need 3 more for our next thing. Sorry, hold on a moment. I'm so bad at reading today. Sorry, hold on a minute. The gears are all turning at full tilt right now. Can I make sure I'm on the right page about the curse and its conditions and all that? Sure. Okay, so Akoma has a curse that uses a certain symbol as a target for a slashing attack, right? And we're in a bad way because he gave a bunch of people business cards with that symbol on it. Yes, he can kill the islanders whenever he wants. Okay, and now we don't have time to collect them all, and if we make an announcement about the cards, Akoma will hear it and use the curse. So what are we supposed to do here? We don't have any time. Yeah, that's the problem. Our only way out of this is a supernatural solution. Well now, use them in Ikuchi. It would seem you have a plan. Not really. I mean, why would you ask me? Oh, I merely had a hunch. My intuition is telling me that you should look inside yourself for an answer. Inside myself, do you mean? This is it, do or die time. I've been trying not to think about it, but ever since I met the Tomokazuki this afternoon, I can't help but feeling like some all-knowing entity is somehow directing my movements. I guess I'll refer to them as the Tomokazuki for now. Somehow, being led along this isn't an unpleasant feeling. It actually feels perfectly natural to just go along with it. If anything, the Tomokazuki's choices have helped us miraculously avoid many crises so far. That's why I feel like their knowledge will help us overcome this situation too. But maybe that's just wishful thinking? Still, I'm not positive that Tomokazuki can hear what I'm thinking right now. If they are listening, maybe they can give us a sign so we know what to do next. I somehow feel like reassessing what I know about everyone will help me find an answer. Where even is she? Tsukasa. Where is... what's his face? Kiryu. Alright, can I do it now? This game is annoying. Well now, Yuzo Minakuchi, it would seem you have a plan. Well... I got it. I have a plan, probably. Really? Alright, Yuza. Yuza, before you tell us your idea, allow me to impart a warning. Okay? Whatever you tell us, I'm going to trust your judgment and carry out your plan immediately. As things stand, we simply have no time to weigh the options and consider other avenues. Do you understand? You can only choose once, and there is no leeway here for unnecessary steps. Wow, no pressure then. Now, lay out the entire plan, who to ask and what to ask of them. What's her inheritance? I don't know if I know that information. Purification. What would that do? He doesn't have the thing anyway, so I don't think it's him. What is Shagan again? That's the ability to... see the faces of deceased individual. I don't think that's going to do anything. See how this works. Very well, that's 4 in total. That's the plan. Alright, sounds like you need me on the case. If it'll help set things alright, I'll do whatever I can. You've got a job for me too? Let me at it. I will now go apprise the people not here as to what you need them to do. At the same time, I will also fulfill my own role in the plan. Very well, I'll enact the plan as soon as you give me the word. If all goes well, Akoma's curse should have no effect. What? You selfish little brat. But very well, I'll make you regret that choice. Let's see how long that defiance of yours holds out. And so, Tomoshige's curse was unleashed. In an instant, several islanders carrying Kippe's business cards collapsed and died. I didn't see it happen, but from the sound of his voice, I knew he wasn't bluffing. Oh, what have I done? I made the wrong choice. There was no way to fight the curse, so I should have just done as Tomoshige said. Even if I went to the rooftop now and told those waiting there to warn the others to destroy the business cards, Tomoshige would likely never allow me to, even if he did, in the time it'd take them to destroy the cards, he'd just keep pressing me for an answer, all while killing more and more people. There really was no way to fight him. I started thinking that if I gave in now, maybe I could still save a few lives. Before I knew it, I was saying the words out loud, telling that merciless man I'd obey, begging him to stop, apologizing through my tears. And so, before our time finally ran out, we sank to the bottom of Issei Bay, fading into foam upon the sea. As the curse that had sustained us for 8 centuries at last began to unravel, I felt my senses slipping away. Beside me, Tomoshige drifted in silence, his face calm, almost childlike. I stared at his smile as it slowly faded away. Yet, as the darkness closed in, only an endless burning hatred was left in me, as my consciousness faded into nothingness. Ending number 4, Taira no Tomoshige's Desire. Unforgivable Decision. Reach Taira no Tomoshige's ending. Forgive me. I won't be able to spend the next 800 years with you. It would seem things haven't quite turned out the way you'd hoped. Unable to stop the curse of Kippei Koma, or should I say Taira no Tomoshige, you allowed more victims to fall to his curse. In the end, Sato Shiranami had no choice but to perish alongside Tomoshige. Now then, what could have been done differently? It appears you chose the right people, but you also included a few unnecessary ones. That may have cost you precious time. Next time, it might be best to limit your choices to only those who are truly essential. In addition, using Cersei's Shikigami to recall every card at once was an inspired move, I must say. Sadly, it would seem her power alone wasn't enough to affect the entire island. With the right support, however, it might just work next time. And so for now, the path comes to an end. You'll be returned to the story chart. Please select a chapter to try again. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon. Farewell for now. Okay, so this was right. What is the vision ability? She doesn't, she only sees immortals, so she probably doesn't need to do anything. Use Feast of Shadows? Very well, that's 3 in total. That's the plan. Alright, sounds like you need me on the case. If it'll help set things right, I'll do whatever I can. This is our last chance, let's keep it together. I will go apprise the people not here as to what you need them to do. At the same time, I'll also fulfill my own role. What is it? This game is so infuriating sometimes because it's like, tell me what you want me. Tell me what you want me to do. The right people. Fuck off. Did that work? Okay. So use the Face of Shadows and then use the card recall. Two or three people died from that curse just now. I hope you're happy with yourself. No. Tell you what, if you snivel and weep and beg my forgiveness, I'll let you off your... Huh? Oh. Something's off. Could this mean they found a way to stop the curse? Ah! Gah! What the fuck? Paper butterflies? Whoa, I still can't believe what I'm seeing. Those cards actually turned into butterflies and started flapping around. Turning a bunch of business cards into a swarm of shikigami. Only you could think of something that out there, Yuza. I figured if you could turn a piece of paper with someone's name written on it into a shikigami, business cards would work as well. And since Mr. Kiryu was able to extend the effect to cover the entire island, I was sure it would work, but it's still a relief to see I was right. It was a great idea. Now all we have to do is track down those cards and leave the rest up to Mr. Kiryu and his powers. Stop right there. Now that your curse is useless, I have no reason to hold back any longer. Taira no Tomoshige, I hereby place you under arrest. Gah! That fucking hurts. Screw you. Osato! How dare you toy with me, you fucking bitch. Sorry. Thanks for the offer and all, but I'd rather you died alone. Curse you! How could you do this to me, Osato? Why? Why? Come along quietly. I'm warning you. It will be worse for you if you don't. Gah! Fuck! Damn it! Osato! You! I... And so... Kippei Akoma was arrested, and the last of the calamities threatening Kamishima was averted. Both Mr. Kiryu and Mrs. Shiki thanked us again and again. They seemed truly grateful for everything we had done, including putting an end to the curse of the raging waves. Azami seemed pretty pleased with himself, even though he brushed it off as only natural for us islanders to defend our home. Apparently, the Coast Guard is on its way to assist with the investigation into Mr. Wakamura's death. Mrs. Shiki and Mr. Kiryu are planning to use the Coast Guard's boat to escort Akoma to the mainland. Speaking of Akoma, it seems he's accepted his fate and confessed to everything. His true identity is Taira no Tomoshige, a member of the Heike who gained immortality 800 years ago. Tomoshige has spent the past 800 years working alone in the shadows, possessed by a single desire of restoring the Heike. His plan has remained unchanged. Oh my god. Obtain wealth and status, gain the power of immortality, build up an immortal army, and rise to the power through force. He perhaps came closest to his goal during the Sengoku era, where as Komatsu Sadamune, a vassal of the Kuki clan, he managed to invade Taishima, an island said to be the dwelling place of mermaids. But this attempt ultimately ended in failure. Refusing to give up, he continued to devise various schemes after that in pursuit of his goal, but none of them met with success. As the modern age approached, his accumulated resentment eventually grew so strong that he gained the ability to wield it as a curse. Since attaining this power, he has sought out young men with no family of similar age to him and used it to kill them without leaving any evidence, before going on to assume their identity. He disposed of all the bodies at a point in the sea near Toba, where the currents happened to stagnate, the perfect spot to ensure they would remain undiscovered. Approximately 6 years ago, he murdered a youth by the name of Kippie Koma, and assumed his identity before approaching Yoshiatsu Yamashina in a bid to wile his way into his trust, a strategy he had used multiple times before with other influential figures. Once he had gained it, he planted the idea of attaining immortality in his mind and encouraged him to begin searching for mermaids. However, a careless comment by Shinobu Wakamura revealed that Osato, a girl Tomoshige had been close to during the height of the Heike's power, had also become an 800-year immortal and was currently living on Kamishima. Tomoshige felt a sudden intense longing for that long-lost time, and in that instant his ambition seemed to lose all meaning. Nearing the end of his life and beginning to feel a growing sense of futility at his failure to fulfill his goals, he perhaps wished that someone who knew him would recognize his solitary struggle and show appreciation for his efforts. Feeling that this chance at reunion must be fate, he became singularly fixated on the idea of finding Osato and reaching the end of his life together with her. To that end, he conferred his curse stone to Kikuko Tsutsui, who he had stationed on Kamishima to monitor the sacred sanctuary, and tried to threaten Osato into giving herself up. However, when he lost contact with Kikuko, he realized that his plan had failed, and with the end of his lifespan drawing near, decided to head to Kamishima himself. Fortunately, he had secretly been supporting those who sought to lift the curse of the raging waves, and the culmination of their efforts saw the curse broken at last. However, at the time of its dispelling, Tomoshige found himself confined to a cell in the Yamashina estate. Yoshiatsu, whose patience with him had worn thin due to the increasing selfishness of his actions, including his abandonment of his search for the mermaids and the Tamare Bako, had decided to punish him for his insubordination. This would prove insufficient to stop Tomoshige. Sensing that the curse had been broken and desperate to reach Kamishima, he used his curse to kill Yoshiatsu without hesitation, having placed the symbol it used as a target throughout the mansion in advance. Upon reaching Kamishima, he headed straight for the Wakamura residence, making sure to hand out his business card to any islanders he encountered on the way. After handing his business card to Shinobu with a pleasant smile, he pressed him to hand over Osato without delay, before using his curse to kill him on the spot upon his refusal. Feeling the end of his lifespan now fast approaching, only one thing mattered to Tomoshige now: finding Osato and fulfilling his desire to die together with her. And while he didn't actually name any names, Kikoku, who was under house arrest after plotting to use her curse to commit murder, is going to be escorted off the island with them. Before Mrs. Shiki and her assistant departed, they summoned me for a private word. Huh? You want me to join the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? It was Soto's suggestion, actually. He's quite impressed with everything you achieved. And I'm all for it. It would make it easier for you to keep your immortality a secret. Maybe even put it to good use. Wait, are you saying you'll send me into dangerous situations just because I can't die? You know, I actually hadn't thought of that, but it's not a bad idea. I think not, ma'am. That would make it impossible to keep his identity a secret. I know. I was just kidding. A shame, though. I heard that. Even so, Yuza, this would require rigorous training to help you harness and control your psychic abilities. The offer only stands if you are prepared to put yourself through that, and it won't be easy. Still, seeing as you'd be under our surveillance, you'd be able to go about your life with a little more freedom. Seems to me that's not a bad deal for someone in your position, all things considered. So, what do you say? What happens if I refuse? Will you arrest me? Well, we do have you to thank for wrapping up our investigations here. So if you'd prefer a quiet life on Kamishima, we'll turn a blind eye and leave you be. But just so we're clear, at the first sign of you being on the move, we'll be on our way over here to take you away. Okay, I understand. In that case, I'm gonna need some time to think this over. Would that be alright? Really? I thought it'd be an easy decision. But I suppose there's plenty of time. Just contact me when you've made up your mind. Oh, and before I forget, there's something else I've been meaning to ask you. Yes? The funny thing is, I wasn't planning on coming to Kamishima at all today. Then, out of nowhere, I changed my mind. That wasn't your doing, was it? Huh? What do you mean? See, I kept getting the feeling I was being watched or even manipulated. Especially this morning when I changed plans and set out for Kamishima. It didn't feel like my decision somehow. It was almost as if someone was guiding us here. Oh, actually, I felt something similar to that as well. I thought it was the Tomo Kazuki doing it, since it only started happening after that encounter. But why would you think it was me? I don't know. Something about it reminded me of you, like it was close to you or something. Close to me? Anyway, it seems I was wrong. Though I'm not sure what else it could be, unless I'm possessed by a spirit or something. That is out of the question. If either of you were possessed, I would be the first to know. Given that even I cannot perceive the origin of this sensation, it must be something truly extraordinary. The thing is, I also get the feeling that we have this mysterious watcher to thank for everything turning out the way it did. Right, that's how it seemed to me, too. Well, whatever it was, I can't sense it anymore, so I suppose there's no use worrying over it now that the situation's been resolved. True. And that's where we left it. But then... we bumped into Shotaro, who seemed to be on the verge of mental breakdown after hearing about his father's death. He had already heard about the arrest of the culprit, the man named Akoma. However, it quickly became apparent it wasn't grief that was weighing on him so heavily. Shotaro, I don't even know what to say. I'm so sorry. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you get through this, okay? Help me through this? What? Do you think I'm sad or something? Spare me your inane comments. I didn't mean to upset you. Shotaro, could you calm down? It's not like you to shout like that. Ha! As if you plebeians could understand my troubles. Ah, but since you're here, Sato, pack your belongings and get out. I won't have you in the house any longer. Wait, what? You're immortal, aren't you? You're not even human. It's disgusting. Not only that, but you trampled over what feelings I had for you. I have no obligation to care for you. You are a plague upon this island, and I hope I never see your face again. Then I guess there's nothing left to say. What gives, Shotaro? Why are you being so horrible all of a sudden? Yeah, Shotaro, you're being a real jerk. Did you have to go that far? Oh, shut it. I can't afford to be nice anymore. Not that I expect you to understand that. You have no idea what it means to inherit my old man's legacy. Pretty sure it means you're lucky. He was loaded, wasn't he? Huh, shows what you know. Let me tell you something about my old man. He was good at what he did, but reckless. He racked up heavy debts, walking a fine line between huge payouts and total ruin. All his successes were a combination of killer luck and sheer cunning, making his shoes almost impossible to fill. Not only that, but he had his fingers in a lot of shady pies, from loan sharking to land speculating, that kept him just this side of the law. Whoa, really? Taking over for him means shouldering all of those risks myself. And if I can't cut it, it's one way straight to bankruptcy. That's what the old man saddled me with. It's all up to me now. There's no way out. Shotaro. Isn't turning the inheritance down an option? Are you out of your mind? If I did that, I'd have nothing left. And after the upbringing I had, I couldn't handle being poor. Damn it all, what am I going to do? Hey, Shotaro? If it helps, I sort of get how you feel. Ha, you. What could an impoverished nobody like you possibly understand? Well, you see, I'm kinda in the same boat. What are you saying? Oh, you're talking about that thing you found out about today, huh? Yeah, guess Shotaro is the only one I haven't told yet, so it turns out. Tsukasa repeated her story, which we had heard earlier that day. When the Coast Guard arrived to investigate Mr. Wakamura's death, a detective from the prefectural police accompanied them and requested a meeting with Tsukasa. The officer announced that the tycoon Yoshiatsu Yamashina, alias Nkonku Dono, had passed away and that his will had just been unsealed. It stated as follows: I, Yoshiatsu Yamashina, hereby bequeath all my assets to Tsukasa Owao of Kamishima. An official notice would be sent to her at a later date, but the officer had thought it best to give Tsukasa a chance to prepare herself ahead of time. As soon as she heard the news, Tsukasa's mother let out a whoop and raised her arms in a victory pose. Yatta! She made quite a spectacle, jumping for joy and shouting things like, "Take that!" and "Jackpot!" and "I knew he'd pay off sooner or later." Shocked and confused at this previously unseen side of her mother, Tsukasa had bolted from the house without a backwards glance. What? You mean to tell me that you are going to inherit Yamashina's estate? All of it? It's a mystery to me as well. He was like really famous, right? I can't wrap my head around it. What was he thinking, leaving all that to me? It's too much. His total assets add up to something like 5 billion yen. At least that's what I was told. I can't even imagine it. You don't say. No one's given me a chance to turn it down, but I don't know how to handle this. Still, he did try to kidnap Sato, and who knows what other shady stuff he was up to. Can't help feeling I should take responsibility. Tsukasa, are you seriously going to accept? I guess so. I feel so lost. But I mean, if Shotaro's in the same boat... Well, it's a big deal. You'll become a millionaire overnight. You'll be like a celebrity. You won't have time for us little people anymore, huh? Huh? I don't want that. If I can't hang out with you guys, I'm turning it down. No, Tsukasa, the inheritance is yours, as it should be. There's nothing to fear. I'll help you. You mean it? I'd be super grateful, but... Of course! I've always known you were a clever girl. You'll have no trouble handling Yamashina's estate. In fact, why don't we be partners? You can be my girl, my fiancé. Huh? Oh boy. What the hell, man? You can't just pop a question out of nowhere like that. Unkaku Dono is one of my old man's backers. I'm sure it would be easier to manage our estates if we combined our wealth. Oh, but I... Come now, there's no need to be coy. I know you're fond of me, Tsukasa. Huh? How did you know? What? You wound me. How could I miss the heat of your gaze? I'm not so unfeeling as you suppose. Besides, the feeling's mutual. You've grown into an attractive young woman. Don't think I haven't noticed. You have? I mean, Oh, this is all too much. Tsukasa! This is our chance, don't you think? We've known each other for so long, there can be no doubt we're a match made in heaven. Oh gosh, what should I do? I don't know anymore. My mind's gone blank. This is just too much. I need some time to think. Wah! Ah, Tsukasa, wait up. Haha, even your blush is adorable. I'll be waiting. Don't disappoint me now. That's enough, Shotaro. You've taken this way too far. Oh? Do you have any idea how much Tsukasa cares for you? Her feelings for you are real. I understand her feelings perfectly. Better yet, I reciprocate them. Don't tell me you have an objection. You bet I do. You're just using her. Anyone can see that. The timing's way too convenient. If you go through with this, you'll just end up hurting her, you heartless jerk. Not only are your manners lacking, but your wits as well. You are mistaken. My feelings for her are genuine. You liar! You look like you were drowning till you found out about her inheritance. There's no way someone as selfish as you could make Tsukasa happy. I suggest you drop this. Frankly, it does not concern you. Azami. Grr. Must I spell it out for you? This is between Tsukasa and myself. Keep your nose out of it. God damn it. Well, now that we understand each other, I'll take my leave. And off he went. But there was more to come. Out of nowhere, Avi and Cersei, with whom I had barely spoken to in this future, came up to talk to us. Hey, aren't you the kids who dealt with the curse that was hanging over this island? When I learned of your heroic deeds from Yumeko, I simply had to make your acquaintance. Oh, nice to meet you. I've actually heard about you as well. Oh, you hear that, Cersei? Our reputations precede us. I wouldn't go that far. We just stand out too much. Oh no, I've only heard good things, I promise. You're Arnav, right? The fantasy author who's come to Japan looking for adventure. What's that? Did I hear you say the bachelor fantasy author whose novels don't sell and who had to empty his savings just to visit Japan? Humbug, I say. Stick a sock in it and mind your own beeswax. Now that's just creepy. How do you know my catchphrase? I assure you, that was the first time I've uttered those words on Japanese soil. Whoops, I guess it just came back to me. Huh. It would appear you have a mysterious secret up your sleeve, Yuza. Who, me? No, But setting that aside for a moment, there's something I'd like to ask you. This afternoon, I was struck by the sudden desire to visit this jetty. Might you have had something to do with that? Huh? You too? You mean I'm not the first? Yeah, someone else asked me that as well, but I swear I haven't done anything. I see. Another question. I hear the request to put Circe's Shikigami ability to use came from you. Mind telling me how you knew about that? Well, I guess you could say that Tomokazuki is responsible for both of those things. The Tomokazuki? I see, so you encountered a Tomokazuki bearing the memories of a different future. And do you believe that the same being, or creature, or what have you, has secretly been guiding all of us ever since? Huh. I've never heard of anything like that before. That would explain how you knew about Circe's Shikigami. If your theory is correct, I suppose we should all be grateful to this Tomokazuki for bringing about such a peaceful conclusion, but... On the other hand, I nearly died because of this. Really? So what? Last I checked, you're still kicking. Yes, well, one can't help feeling a little used, as it were, though I suppose I ought to be thankful for my life nonetheless. Besides, it would take a lot more than this to upset me. I've made it through all manner of do-or-die moments and deadly situations before now. Wow, you must be pretty tough. I'll never get my hands on that treasure now, still, I suppose I did quite an adventure in exchange, so fair's fair. Well then, good luck to you, Yuza. Oh, thanks. All this curse business has tuckered us out, so we'll be spending the night here on Kamishima and setting sail for home on tomorrow. I'm glad I had a chance to speak with you before we left. You've got my gratitude. Take care now. And off they went. After that... Later, Tsukasa called us all together, saying she needed to talk to us tonight. We decided to meet up here. The police investigation was in full swing in the town center and around the Wakamura residence, but out in the bay, everything was quiet. You okay now, Tsukasa? Kinda. Some lawyer wants me to go meet him the day after tomorrow. But I'm not even sure what I want to do yet, and honestly, I'm still in shock over what happened earlier. Tsukasa, don't rush this, okay? You shouldn't make a big decision like this till you feel ready. This is about your future, no one else's. You gotta think it over carefully and do what's best for you. Asami. You're right. Thanks for worrying about me. But I didn't call you guys out here to talk about that. Sato, there's something I've got to know. Oh, okay. What is it? See, I overheard a bit of what went down with Okomo when I was up on the roof earlier. You've been alive for 800 years, right? And it sounded like your lifespan must be coming to an end pretty soon. Was that for real? Sorry. I didn't know how to tell you. So it's true. Yeah, I don't remember anything from that far back, but I've always known how long I had left. Seriously? Then how long? I think tomorrow night might be my last day. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow night. This body of mine will fade away like a spray of seafoam. Why didn't you say something? There's so little time left. Isn't there anything we can do to delay it? Come on, please tell me there's some way to change this. I wish I could say otherwise, but there's nothing we can do. No! I don't want to say goodbye. Please don't leave us, Sato. Wah! Sato. Tsukasa. Please, there's no need for tears, Tsukasa. The truth is, I'm content with this. You are? I am. 400 years ago, I became a sacrifice to protect everyone from the curse. And now, not only is the curse of the raging waves broken, but so many other problems have been resolved as well. Like with the mermaids and Tomoshige, after all this time, everything is finally settled. Kamishima is finally safe. It's a happy ending. Thanks to you guys, I've fulfilled my purpose of this long life I was cursed with. It actually meant something, and for that, I can't thank you enough. Stop it, Sato. That's not true. Huh? Oh my god. Fuck off. All of that is just stuff you got mixed up in. You never asked for any of it. So don't say you fulfilled your purpose. This isn't a happy ending at all. You shouldn't have had to go through any of those things. None of it was your responsibility. Sato, from the moment you were made an 800-year immortal, you've just been used. She's right, Sato. You deserve a way better life than that. If all you've done is get dragged into Tomoshige's schemes time and time again, that's just too sad. Look. Be honest with yourself. Are you really content? What about your happiness, Sato? My happiness? After being forced to live for centuries, this can't be how you wanted things to end. You haven't had a chance to do anything for yourself. If you don't get to live happily, at least for a little while, after all you've been through, it'd be so unfair. I couldn't stand it. Thanks, Tsukasa. You're the best friend I could ask for. But when I said I was content, I meant it. I really am. I was never supposed to live in this modern age. When I gave my life to end the curse, I thought that would be it. But it wasn't. I got to experience time unlike anything I'd ever known before, and meet so many people. Every day has been a whirlwind of activity. Above all, I've made some really good friends who care for me so much they'll even cry for me. I've had so much fun these past few months. Can't even begin to describe it. It's a miracle. I've been happier than I ever thought possible. So I have no regrets, seriously. Sato, I'm so sorry. I feel so powerless. I just wish I could do something for you. Me too. I'm sorry, Sato. If I'd only known. I've been so wrapped up in my own problems. Aw. Huh. You know, I've always been the one left behind. I've never had anyone grieve for me. Turns out it's a pretty nice feeling. Being the center of attention suits me just fine. Don't hold back now. Geez, Sato. Only you could say something like that at a time like this. Sato, Yes? I'm so sorry. Seriously, I feel so bad. I wish I could have... Yuza. Oh, I didn't know you were such a crybaby, Yuza. Come on, can't you be your usual goofy self? You could really use a laugh. You guys feel that bad, huh? Then I guess you'll just have to make it up to me. For starters, you'd better keep our promise to hang out tomorrow. And I expect you to enjoy every last second to the fullest. Do that, and I guess I'll forgive you. I am going to go burn my neighbors' houses down until they stop doing that. Fuck that. Jesus Christ. Sato. You're leaving this island tomorrow anyway, right, Tsukasa? Yeah, probably. Then no more tears. If we can have just one more day of fun, spend one more day together like we always have, nothing would make me happier. Sounds to me like you're letting us off easy. So you think, but I'm counting on you to help me overwrite all those bad memories with a bunch of happy ones. It'll be a busy day. Sato. Right, then that's what we'll do. Yeah, you can count on us. Dozens of happy memories coming right up. Hey, Yuza, quit moping already. That was your cue. If ever there was a time for one of your oddball jokes, it's right now. I know. I know. That night, we stayed out in the bay, talking and swapping stories until the sun came up. But there was a rule. We had to answer any question Sato asked honestly, without hiding anything. Which meant that gasps and chuckles inevitably followed each new reveal. We chatted for hours without once running out of things to share. We talked about the past, the future, our dreams, everything in our hearts. And throughout it all, Sato couldn't stop smiling. As for me, I was determined to etch every detail of Sato Shiranami into my memory, every word and gesture, every expression on her face. And then, the night after our meeting, Sato took a boat and went out into the bay alone, saying that she didn't want any of us to see her disappear. That was the last we saw of her before she abandoned her transient form to the gentle waves and left this world behind for good. However, before she departed, she told us her final wish. And I vowed to carry it in my heart throughout the centuries that lay ahead as my own personal curse, impossible to dispel. It was a simple wish, in Sato's own words. Remember me until your last breath. Ending number 5, Sato Shiranami's Curse.